someone who really embodies pushing human limits. David Goggins. His name is pretty much synonymous with mental toughness. And he just made this huge return to ultra running. His comeback at the Bigfoot 200. We've got the data, the numbers. We'll pull out the practical lessons from his approach, which is, let's face it, unique. And also touch on the philosophy that kind of underpins it all. Okay, so let's set the scene a bit. The Bigfoot 200 Ultramarathon. This thing is absolutely no joke.
Not at all.
We're talking 200 miles. 200. And get this, over 14,000 meters of climbing. That's like, what, 44,000 feet?
A massive amount of vertical gain. It winds through Washington's Cascade Mountains, super rugged terrain.
It's a point-to-point race starting near Mount St. Helens.
Yes.
Then just goes to these tough ridgelines, deep forests.
Relentless climbs. It all ends up in Randall, Washington. It's just designed to absolutely break you down.
And that's the race he picks for his comeback.
Right. And that choice itself, it tells you so much. What's fascinating is, he didn't ease back in.
No easy 50K for Goggins.
He picks one of the gnarliest races out there. It signals right away this wasn't just about finishing a race. It was about tackling the absolute hardest thing he could find. That choice, that's a data point on his mindset.
And what a return it was. This was his first official ultra in 5 years. Yeah. 5 years away. Plus he did this at age 50. Taking 5 years off that kind of punishing sport.
Especially ultra run.
And then coming back at 50 for this race. It's a pretty bold statement, a significant re-entry.
And if you look at endurance sports generally, a 5-year break, especially hitting 50, that usually means a really long, careful rebuild. You don't just jump back in.
Right.
So his performance here, it's not just, wow, he finished. It actually gives us practical insight into how fast and how deep that rebuild was, both mentally and physically. It shows this incredible ability to get back to peak or near peak extreme fitness.
Okay, but here's where the story just goes. Kind of off the charts, almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
The physical state he was supposedly in. This comes from Joe Rogan, who knows him well. Rogan mentioned Goggins basically has, quote, virtually no cartilage left in his knees.
Wait, no cartilage? None?
That's the report. Rogan said doctors saw his bone actually distorting, forming these little mushroom curves, basically bone grinding directly on bone.
Wow.
And they apparently said they'd never seen it in a person before like this.
Okay, that just raises a massive question. Physiologically speaking, how do you even walk, let alone run 200 miles like that?
I know, right?
I mean, put it in simple terms. The bone itself is wearing down, reshaping from friction, grinding rocks together. The pain must be unimaginable. And the instability. This isn't just, pushing through the pain. This sounds like overriding fundamental structural damage. It really forces you to think about that line between what the body can physically take and what the mind can push it to do.
It's redefining limits. Almost literally.
It absolutely is. Pushing past actual structural breakdown, it makes you reconsider mental fortitude versus physical constraints.
So let's get into the numbers, because the data really highlights that willpower. Goggins finished Bigfoot 200 in 66 hours, 4 minutes, and 17 seconds.
66 hours.
Think about that. Almost 3 full days, well, nearly 2 full days moving, plus about 20 hours maybe resting, sleeping briefly.
Incredible uptime.
He was 23rd overall and 18th in his age division. And his average pace across the whole 200 miles was 19 minutes, 49 seconds per mile.
Okay, 19.49 per mile. Over 200 miles with those knees. That's something.
It is.
And just to give that some context, because those numbers are impressive on their own, but the men's winner, Killian Korth, he finished in 45 hours.
Flying.
Totally. And Ashley Paulson, the women's winner, around 57 hours. Even the guy who won Goggins' age group, Jeff Price, was under 60 hours.
So the data points there.